Johnny Stevens from Highly Suspect. Thank you so much for joining me and chatting to me today. And we're talking together because of something very exciting. So, a stacked festival lineup that you're about to play live at the Domain. Yourselves, Tadpole, Yellow Card, Good Charlotte. How are we feeling?
Amazing. But I do think it would be funny if I was like, I'm not excited. But I am. I am excited, but it'd be funnier if I wasn't. But I'm pumped.
Yeah, don't do that. I'd be like, how can I help you get excited?
I'm just like, over it. No, I'm stoked. It's really cold here, or it has been this winter, and I'm excited to get a few days of summer.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Play
And
music.
it's pretty cool too because usually we kind of have to share the love with our neighbours across the ditch in Australia, but I believe we have you exclusively here in New Zealand, which
You
is pretty
do.
cool.
You
Yes.
do.
And I mean, Highly Suspect are essentially New Zealand royalty by now. Like,
It's
how
crazy.
it is crazy. And how did a band from Massachusetts end up becoming, so loved just so many miles away?
Well, just take a look at it. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'd imagine, we had some early support from the Rock FM and a lot of different blogs over there. And I couldn't tell you. I don't know why,
Yeah.
but I'm going to take that win. I'm going to take that win because and this is no smoke. I genuinely think that New Zealand, and I'm not alone in thinking this, is one of the greatest places in the world. Like genuinely. So to have that as a place that people are, always happy to see us, it feels it's magical. Yeah, it's great.
The festival was teasing the lineup end of last year, and there was a social media post that went out, and it had your track "My Name Is Human" underneath it, and my inbox was blowing up. People were so excited, and they were not excited about Yellow Card. I mean, obviously there's hype around that, but they weren't excited about Yellow Card, not Good Charlotte. It was you. Everyone was like, "Holy shit, Highly Suspect is coming back!"
Oh wow.
Like
Well,
that.
I'm excited about Yellow Card and Good Charlotte, so like
Me too.
that's part of the reason I want to go. I'm like, I can't wait to see those guys live. So
Yeah, I assume you've seen them live before, though.
no.
No? Wow. Okay, that's pretty exciting. I actually was really lucky to have a wee chat with Sean from Yellow Card, and he was very excited to just kind of share the stage with some pals. From what I gather, it's going to be kind of just a whole bunch of mates hanging out, and I think that makes for such a special show too.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that I only know one of the guys in Yellow Card and I just met him recently. And then I met the Madden brothers last year. But so far, everybody I've met has been amazing, and I know that those two groups are pretty tight, and I'm just feeling very fortunate and lucky to be a part of that lineup. It's going to be great.
And you met the Madden Brothers last year, but you're signed to Madden Co. Is that right?
No, and there's no signing with those guys, which is why we're with those guys, because they're
Gotcha.
just like, yo, you want to be working with us? And we're like, yes. And they're like, you don't have to sign anything. If you guys don't like us, you can leave. And I was like, that's the way the music industry should be. So no, we're not signed to MDDN. We're just partners. We just work with them. They work with us. They help us out. We do our best. It's pretty cool.
That's so cool. Oh,
Yeah.
well, I'm very excited to kind of like witness the coming together, so to speak. It's going to be epic.
Yeah.
I will say, so Highly Suspect. I mean, I'm a fan. I speak for the fans. You have a very loyal, engaged fan base, and it's really special. And I mean, you only have to look so far to see comments such as "Highly Suspect saved my life when I was getting clean. They pulled me out of a really dark place. They really have helped me through my life." Like, that's so special, and I imagine it never gets kind of old to hear that. I mean, why do you think your music connects with people like that?
Because it's sad. It's like, because it's fucking tragic and people can relate. I think it's just relatable. I don't think there's any like secret genius behind what I'm saying or what we're playing. It's classic rock-esque with modern rock mixed with words that hit people
Mm.
in the feels. So I feel it's weird when people say that stuff because I always envision like in real life I'm actually really like funny, happy, nerdy, bouncy type of human, but all of the art or a lot of the art that I put out is very heavy. So it's
Yeah.
like I can't listen to it. I'm like I don't want to listen to that shit. That makes me sad, but I'm glad that for people that are going through stuff, they have that outlet. Because I've got music that I do listen to when I'm going through stuff. Um, Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably why though. I think tragedy resonates.
What's that music that you do listen to personally when you're going through something?
Lately, Jason Isbell has been a good one for me. I've been digging that. I know that's pretty left of center when you think about Highly Suspect, but anything but rock,
Yeah.
honestly. I listen to a very wide range. I love Early No Doubt. That's probably something else I've been listening to a lot recently. Oh, and the latest Good Charlotte record. It's fucking amazing. They
Yes.
got some killer lyrics on that one. So
Motel
I
Cab.
listen to
Yeah. So
everything.
good. Yeah. Cool.
If I'm really feeling sad, if I'm like really down in the dumps, I'll just put on like classical music.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a kind of like power in the juxtaposition of that, I feel sometimes, right?
Yeah, I don't want to hear sometimes I just the strings, the violins can make me feel more than any human voice could.
Yeah. Cool. Your track, for instance, you released in 2016, Little One. There are, I mean, and a lot of your tracks have quite heavy lyrics. You know, how long must I talk about pain in these songs? Is it challenging, I guess, to have to sing that over and over? You're 10 years into singing that now. Like, how does that feel?
Yeah, it sucks. The song that we're putting out that New Zealand is going to hear before everyone else in the world. Um, and we're going to play it live at this upcoming show. It's called Yellow Roses, and it is actually about that exact situation. Just how could have had a normal life, didn't choose a normal life. Probably be nice to have a normal life, but it never gets easier um, to go into that headspace at all. So
Yeah.
I wish I could tell you that it was like fun, but a lot of times I won't play certain songs because I just can't go there. So.
No, I really appreciate that kind of openness and vulnerability. And I guess I also just want to ask, like, how are you doing? Are you okay?
Yeah, I think I'm doing better now than I was for the past 6 months. I've had like a bunch of shit happen to me recently, but so does everybody. I don't want like I hate coming across like I'm some fucking miserable, depressed person. And again, that's what the art will tell you that. If you look at the photos, the art, the videos, it's like he's a sad, I'm a goofball. Do you know what I mean? So like truly a goofball. If you check out my Twitch, shameless plug, I'm always having fun. I am a blast to be around, but I do go through hard things, and my outlet is to, turn that into art. That's my therapy. So,
Yeah.
but I'm doing all right. Thank you for asking.
No, welcome. I'm very glad to hear. So, your 2025 November EP, Black Ocean, is that, what's this chapter about for Highly Suspect? Tell me about that.
Yeah, so that was actually a re-release that we had made that in 2013, and we held on to it when we signed this like big monstrous record deal. We have a lot of shit that we put out before then and some stuff that we haven't put out before then, and we were like, well, no, you can't have that because one day we're going to be out of this thing and we're going to own it. And so that's what that was. But right now, we're in a really good creative spot. We have a whole ton of new music. It's finally coming together. I think I wanted it to happen faster. I think the plan was for last year for us to have more of the music done, but I just got hit with wave after wave of bullshit thing in my life, and it kind of slowed down that process. But now it's pouring out. So if you're a Highly Suspect fan, it is going to be a really good year for you. I don't want to give away like our entire structure and strategy, but there will be a lot of music and art coming your way in 2026.
Well, that is very, very exciting. What's next after the new music? Are there any tours in place? You can't give away too much, I imagine.
I am not at liberty to say, but yeah, we'll be touring. We'll be touring in America a lot this year, and again, just releasing song after song after song after project, like a lot this year. A lot is happening, and what we're hoping to do is gear up for an even larger and more tour-filled 2027. Try to hit all the big festivals and stuff, but I'm really excited that we're getting a chance to come to New Zealand. Because I think that might be one of the only international things we do this year, as because it's more about just like getting this stuff recorded, getting it released, testing it in the American markets, and ramping up for a really large 2027.
Amazing. Yeah, well, we're certainly stoked and honored that you keep continuing to choose us to test. So please keep on coming back. Would there ever, wild question, but would there ever be a move to New Zealand on the cards?
It's looking more and more likely all the time. I don't quite know how that stuff works, as far as like getting a New Zealand version of a green card or like what kind of process I would have to go through to do it. But I do know that I absolutely adore New Zealand, and it just seems like a good place. I'm getting Yeah, America's not doing so great. So it's on the brain.
Let me know how I can help. We'll make it happen. Yeah, I mean it's the world is kind of a really flippin' scary place, isn't it? But
It
I,
sure is, yeah.
I guess from the fans, like a thank you for continuing to share your art with us because it's escapism in a way, and it helps us kind of switch off sometimes and forget. So yeah, a thanks from us and a thanks from New Zealand. You've been here a couple of times over the last couple of years. Do you have any
Mhm.
lasting New Zealand memories? Any funny moments last time you were on tour? Like what pops to mind when you think of New Zealand?
You guys are very polite. So I went to Queenstown for like a week and just chilled out in an Airbnb, and it was very beautiful. I hadn't been there yet. I've been to Wellington, I've been to Auckland, I've been all over your country, but I had not been to Queenstown. I've been to Christchurch a bunch. Queenstown was great. And I'm leaving the bar with my buddy, and I noticed, I was thinking about this. I'm like, oh, there's really no crime. It seems like there's no like everybody's having a good time. And I saw a couple of young lads get into a bit of like an argument on the street, and all of a sudden a police officer showed up, and he was like, "Hey guys," and they were like, "Ah." Yeah, you're right. And then they hugged and then they walked away and that was it. And I was like, yo, this place is fucking so polite because just the way that would have been an entirely different situation in every sense of the word in any other country. Uh, yeah, it was just interesting. I was like, has anybody ever been punched in the face in this country, or are we just chilling because y'all don't have killer spiders and the weather's good? Like, I don't know. You guys got it going on.
That is actually so true. I'm not a fan of a spider. We're pretty lucky here, and yeah, we can resolve things with hugs. That basically sums up New Zealand.
Yeah.
Did you try the mince pies? Did you have any amazing food?
Nah, I was actually watching a documentary, and not to mention Australia, but it was about like the pies that they make and putting people into pie. I don't know. No, but I had a good steak in Queenstown. You guys have decent food.
Yeah,
Decent.
decent. Doesn't
Not the best
rival
I've ever had.
doesn't rival America.
I mean, look, we've got some real good food in America. No, I guess I don't really care about food in a weird way. I'm not like a foodie. I like to snack on bullshit, which is terrible, like Cheez-Its and stuff like that. But I've never really been, you know, I eat very quickly, and it's not like a thing for me. I don't sit down. I don't enjoy cooking, none of that shit. So
You're not coming back to Queenstown on your next trip.
I might.
If you go to Queenstown, you have to try Ferg Burger. I think anyone, even if you're just a fan of snacks, can get behind a Ferg burger. It's like chef's kiss. It's bloody amazing.
Right on.
I wanted to hear, in your opinion, what do you think makes your Highly Suspect live shows unique? Because everyone here, it's like going to church. It's like worship. It's a religious experience. Like, in your words, what makes that show that way?
Analog. That's the one word, analog. We don't play to computers or tracks. So the tempos are always going to be different. Sometimes we're playing faster. Sometimes we're tired and we're playing slower. So we'll lean more into kind of a spacey sound. Sometimes we'll throw in, we don't really stick to set lists. We'll put like a set list up of the songs that we think we want to accomplish that night, but we kind of just I don't know. We're a real band, and we've never really like grown up to that level of like, oh, we're gonna put on everything has to be perfect. We like to be a little bit more fluid, and so I think that every show is different, and sometimes that works to our advantage. Sometimes it does not. I think it helps because people want to return, which is great, because they're never going to see the same show twice. But every once in a while, there's a dud too. Every once in a while, the show fucking sucks because we're not locked in. So it's hit or miss, but we're like a real band, I guess, analog.
I mean, having a judge show is just part of being an artist, right? It's a part of being a
Yep.
human. So yeah,
Yep.
that's cool to hear. I watched when you were here, end of 2024, you sat down with Westy Lee from The Rock. I love this relationship that the two of you have formed. It's really beautiful. And I think right at the end of the chat, you mentioned you've had some change. You've just said to me as well, you're excited to see, for the world to see what Highly Suspect are coming up with next. But are those chains off?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. We can do whatever the fuck we want, which is exciting. And yeah, I absolutely love Lee. He is he reminds me of someone I grew up with, like specifically like somebody that I grew up with, and in the best way. So he's just become kind of like family. Lovely. But yeah, chains are off. No chains. Doing whatever we want this year, and it's going to be a very, like I said, a very advantageous year. If you're a fan of Highly Suspect, I think you're going to love what is coming. Starting as early as a few days from now, the first song's coming out. So
Oh, okay. There we go.
yeah,
We'll keep our eyes peeled. Beautiful. Thank you very much for talking to me, Johnny. I really appreciate your time.
absolutely. Are you going to be at the show?
I absolutely am. I would not miss it.
Okay, cool.
Can't wait.
I look forward to seeing you, Danny.